Shalom, shalom. I want to start by, of course, giving all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua by Shem Kakadash. That once the elder Apostle Great Mills on Rule and Teach One. And just getting right into it, pretty much going into how the Lord is all seeing, and Lord is all seeing, all knowing, and we walking in the same, spirit, the Kakadash, we also all knowing, having that 100% truth. But as we gonna be really all infinitely all knowing. When we get the mortal bodies in the kingdom, you know, um, we just know all things according to the scriptures. But let's get right into it. This book of Psalms chapter 19, and I start at verse 2. It says, "Day unto day utter speech, and night unto night shew of knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard." Talking about the elect. And you do have the elect across the four corners of the earth, speaking this knowledge, my understanding, and truth and sincerity, and they in every language, man, brothers speaking Spanish, speaking having British accents and speaking British, and you got the apostles, Apostle Gabar, he not from America. I think he's from London, if I'm not mistaken. So he just got brothers across the four corners of the earth that's waking up to the knowledge of understanding, to the mysteries, and to the spirit, the Rakakodash gifted from Yahweh Shem Shah, and they coming out, um, you know, and giving, the scripture say freely get, receive, freely give, but it says there is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line is going out through all the earth, right? Like, yeah. It says there is no speech, no language there where their voice is not heard. Their line is going out throughout all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. And them have he set a tabernacle for the sun, and their line is going out throughout all the earth. This truth has, went out through all the earth through the internet. Verse 5, it says, which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race, right? And the Lord is, on his way back, man. As a bridegroom, um, and this is what's commanded of the men of the Lord to do. You know, Scripture say, this is the book of Matthew, chapter. Oops, like it, wrong precept. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 4. Well, that's not the one I'm looking for, but the one I'm looking for is in the same chapter. So let's just get it. Verse 4, it says again, he sent forth other servants, saying, "Tell them which are be bidden, behold, I have prepared my dinner. My oxen and my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready. Come unto the marriage." Right? So that's what we're supposed to be doing. The Lord is preparing His table. For that. He's preparing. The kingdom, man. Um, you know, everlasting. You know, I'm gonna jump down to verse 9, being the point. It says, "Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage." And it says, "And as many as you shall find, man." That's talking about is the elect. And once again, this is not our fishing hook. This was given to us from Yahweh Shemel Shah. We just plant a seed and the Lord get an increase. But as many as you can find that'll be sincere and willing, to stand, strong, stand firm, for this word's sake, you know, um, protecting the gospel, prophesying, teaching, whatever your gift is, whatever alms, charity, whatever your gift is, man, just doing it for the Lord in sincerity, bidding, those are the ones being bidden to the marriage, man, because once again, like we just read in the book of Psalms, chapter 19, in verse 5, it says, "Which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber and rejoicing as a strong man to run a race." The Lord is a mighty man, and he's serious about his marriage. It says, a strong man has to run a race. That made me think about how you be having on these anime, shows and stuff like that. You be having, for example, like Dragon Ball Z when they go Super Saiyan and it's like racing, like, what I mean, adrenaline race, a burst of fire and flame. That's how fired up the Lord is, man. It says, "And rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race." You know, um, you know, a very austere man. Verse 6, it says, "His going forth is from the end of the heaven, and his circuit unto the ends of it, and there is nothing hid from him." Hid from the heat thereof, right? And there is going to be nothing that'll be hid from the heat. There's going to be nothing that's hid from the Lord. But specifically that heat. When you go into the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 15, it says, I saw 14, it says, "If any man's work abide, which he hath built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire." And that heat, you know, um, you know, it's gonna be a purging process, a purifying process, to not only purify the earth, but also the wicked that dwell in it and trust in it. Rather than trusting, rather trusting in the creation than trusting in the creator. Those are gonna be the ones that's gonna suffer the judgment of you know, feeling the earthquake and the shaking and the heat, from them ICBMs, man. That's gonna be judgment. You know, um, yeah. But once again, like we just read, going back to Psalms chapter 19, in verse 6, it says, where it said, "And there is nothing here from the heat thereof." That fire. Once again, like we just read in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, that fire is gonna burn your works, man. If you're not, like the scripture say, laying up a store for yourself treasures in heaven, that fire is, um, is gonna try every man, in his works. You know, um, this is the book of Luke, chapter 12, and verse 2. It says, "For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known." right? Nothing can be, once again, nothing can be hid from the Lord. You can't hide, you know what I mean? Nothing from the Lord, man. He either gonna search for if you hiding your talents in a napkin, or if actually flipping the talents. It's plain and simple. It's two things that the Lord is once again, then the fire shall reveal it, on the last day. But it's two things that the Lord, is is looking for, is one thing that the Lord is looking for, and that's that wheat, like the scripture talk about. It just tears in the wheat, but it's a big sifting process, but once again, the sifting is going to be even greater on the last day, man, when the Lord come back, and the fire reveal, man's works, but once again, like we just read, it says, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. And everything is going to be known, and the Lord is going to make everything known. He's already making everything known to his elect. Just a matter of time before the elect know even more than what they know now. According to the scriptures, they're gonna know more, man. About fucking galaxies and other planets, etc., man. Not just this 100% truth that we reading in the books that the Lord has allowed us to receive, in the scriptures. This book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 23 and verse 19, it says, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts, man. Where your heart is at, where your life is at. Is it with the Lord? Is it not with the Lord? Is it is your heart, set on mammon, serving mammon rather than serving Yahweh Shem Shah? These are things that the Lord is going to be looking for. He's looking for now, man, in the midst of this grace period. So this book of John chapter 2 and verse 20, it says, but ye have an unction from the Holy One, and ye know all things. Right. Once again, we have the 100% truth. We do have the 100% truth gifted, from on high, from Yahweh Shem Shah. And we allowed to, receive certain, certain things, visions, that the Lord, got breakdowns to, throughout the scriptures, man. You know, um, it says, and all things. The Lord has allowed us to have this 100% truth once again, man. You know, uh, but that's pretty much it on that. You know, our works are going to be tried, man. Especially on that day the Lord's coming, man. Especially on that day, that's what day when majority of people's works were going to be tried. Um, to see if it's worthy to be beamed up on a chariot or to be cast into the fire, man, like a terror. But Lord's witness, edifying thought of your best friend, shall forgive me spiritual. Listen, next I'm gonna say, Shalom, Bob, Bob.